Borrowing with fractions. This second example has unlike denominators, just like in the first example, except in this case, simply multiplying the denominators by each other will not give you the lowest common denominator. So instead, we're going to start by listing the multiples of each denominator. So if I look at 6, so what I'm just doing is taking that denominator and I'm listing the multiples. And remember, multiples, there are many. Factors, there are finite numbers. So that you don't get those two confused, the multiples will go on infinitely. So, and how we get those multiples is 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, and so on. We do the same thing for the 8. We get 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, and yes, I could keep going, but I'm not going to because I can see that I found one that they have in common, and that is 24. So now I am going to rewrite the problem. And I am going to create new fractions using my new denominator, which is 24. So this will become 5, and if I look at my 6, I have to think 6 times what number equals 24? And since 6 times 4 will give me 24, I have to multiply the numerator by 4 as well. And that is going to give me 8. So 5 and 8/24 is my new top number. And then on the bottom, I'm just going to erase those arrows. Move them out of the way. Now look at 2 and 3/8. It's now going to become 2, and the bottom fraction also will have 24 as its new denominator. So I look at what did I multiply 8 by to come up with a product of 24, and that is 3. So I need to do the same thing to the numerator, and my new numerator on the bottom is 9. So the new problem is 5 and 8/24 minus 2 and 9/24. So once again, we look at it, we cannot subtract 9 from 8, so we're going to have to borrow from the 5. But we are borrowing 1 whole, which is the same as borrowing 24/24. So it's as if I'm going to add that 24/24 to the existing 8/24. So I'm now going to have, I'm going to rewrite the problem one more time. I'm going to have 4 and 32/24 minus 2 and 9/24. So once we get to that point, now we can simply do the subtraction problem. So we look at 9, if we subtract 9 from 32, that is going to give me 23/24, and 4 minus 2 is 2. And we can see that 23/24 is already in lowest terms, so my final answer is 2 and 23/24.